Welcome to the shit show.
It is another week of the All Elite Wrap-Up, which means another week of AEW Dynamite happened.
Hell yeah.
It was a big one. It was essentially a small pay-per-view. Blood and guts. We're going to talk all about it. And by all about it, I mean all three matches. All three matches.
And two other segments, yeah.
Two segments.
3 matches, 2 segments, and we got it all ready for you, breaking it down.
But honestly, I don't think they need it anymore. I thought this was a really good show. We're going to dig into it. But I'm going to remind everybody, if you're watching us live, you're cool. And you can join in the conversation, right? Get in the chat right here. If you're listening back to us or you're watching back later, yes, you can do this live with us. This is our typical time slot, Tom. Precisely 7:15-ish. In the one true time zone, U.S. Central Standard Time. But sometimes it's a little different. And if you need to be updated on that, you can subscribe to us at allelitewrapup.com. It's completely free. We're not spamming your inbox. We're not selling your data.
Nope.
At least legally. And you can donate on there. There's links up there, and there's all the other links. You can find us on the Blue Sky, and just all the other stuff. And reminder, you can email us. Please email us.
Yeah, it's always good to hear.
Wrapup. Yeah, aewrapup@gmail.com. Talk about some wrestling. If you need some life advice, too, we might be able to help you with that. Might not be advised, but we give great advice. Yeah.
We like it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, we like the advice. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, so Tom, how's this week been outside of AEW before we dive into it? This is therapy, right? The show's about us. The show's about us talking about AEW.
Yes, that is true. You are factual. It's fine. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
Has there been anything going on?
Is my life good?
Yeah, last weekend. Well, now that baseball's over and football, can I here? Quick question for you. Actually, put you on the spot.
Yeah,
legitimately. Has there been a good NFL football game this season?
Oh, I haven't watched one. Now, again, I've said this to you. I follow like 3 to 4 sports teams, essentially. And if they're doing good, I'll watch some other games surrounding the standings and those kinds of things in the leagues and the conferences and whatever they're in. The Chiefs are borderline, and that's about it right now. Now, there's some basketball starting up on the college side, right? So I'm going to watch some of that. But no. I have yet to see a good NFL. In fact, the Chiefs ones have been weird. But they always are weird. Some of the K-State ones were weird, and they suck now, by the way, and got a major injury, and so, like, it's just going to keep sucking. So, I don't know.
It just was like every game, like the Niners and, what was it? The Niners and Rams. That was a blowout. And it's just like all these games are kind of ass. Yeah. And so it's like, it hasn't been anything to like keep me like, all right, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
So that's been
kind of sometimes that plays out. But a good thing about the NFL is once you start getting near the end, standings matter, and so some of these games are going to have to matter something, right? So
I hope so.
The meeting gets ratcheted up, and hopefully it's not still a blowout. But yeah, I mean, law of averages can say like you can just have a year where it's a shit ton of boring blowout games for some reason,
Yeah, and so this year it's been kind of difficult to be like, oh, you know what I did this week? I watched that awesome game between. It's just been like, nope. So yeah, I've just been kind of aimlessly going through the week. You know what I mean? Kind of been on brain neutral. You know what I mean?
Speaking of brain neutral, I was in Texas this weekend.
Woof, man. There's not too many other places that are worse than the state of Texas.
Yeah.
And I mean that. Like, there's probably like 3 other worse places.
It was bad. I mean, successful, right? We went down there, watched a bowling meet. They took first one day, and then they took second another day.
Well, good. Didn't waste your time, right? Could you imagine going down there and then you guys finishing last?
Yeah. Yeah, but I also had to stay in hotels in Texas.
Nope, not good.
Yeah, but we're back. We're back now in beautiful Kansas City. Beautiful.
Are you going to be? Are you going to be traveling again? Is there another?
Not for a while. No, not for a while. They take some breaks over the important times of the semester, right? The testings and the holiday breaks and that kind of thing. Then they have a few more after that. So not for a while yet. And no travel planned for a while.
And this is Swim Trunks' freshman year?
Freshman year of college, yep.
Wow,
Yep.
look at that.
Yep. And he's teetering on that line, like once in a while he's varsity and sometimes a JV, right? Like, so he's just kind of right.
Is it like how it is in wrestling where like you got to, I guess in bowling, out bowl the person in your spot?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think they'll take whoever's on the hot streak. The thing is they switched to sports shot here instead of house shot, which I've learned a whole lot about bowling. So bowling with the advanced technologies of like the gear, it's too easy for good bowlers, right? And people are hitting 300s too much and everything. And so like the house shot lane is where they oil it basically all the way down the middle because guys like me get a beer in one hand and yeet that fucking ball down the middle, right? And so they need a lot of oil there. That was too easy for them. So now they kind of like tear it down and shrink it. And then that creates all these different kind of wear patterns. And so they bowl one game on a lane. And then if you're on the left side, you move forward to the left and then you do another one. So they got to figure it all out. So, average went down, but they said going in, they were like, average is going to go down, right? So his house shot average is sitting around 225. His sports shot is sitting around 185, right?
Yep.
And so,
yeah. I remember all about the oil patterns and all of that when I worked at the, excuse me, when I worked at the college bowling alley. I would just watch the men and women, and our women's team were the national champions in 2007. And then our men's team was the national champions my senior year, which was 2009. And it was the easiest work shift when you're like, oh man, I got to work 10 to, I think it was like 10 to 4 because that was their practice time. Like, this fucking rules. I'm just going to legitimately just listen to strikes for 3 hours. It was so much fun.
This was cool though. There was a lot of fun. Like there was Texas A&M was there, right? Like Oklahoma State, Kansas State.
Isn't that crazy? Because that's because bowling, you know what I mean? There's no physicality, right? So it's not like
exactly right.
Oh shit, I'm going up against Alabama, you know?
Right, like, exactly right. Yeah. So like again, like he's in a community college here because you know what I mean? Like he's trying to get to Wichita State is the one he would like to go to, which is the area here, which oddly enough they weren't in this one. But a bunch of Texas ones were, Oklahoma was, they had some Arkansas was there. He at one point was just fucking around with the Arkansas guys. Like they made friends over there and they were like, you know, kids fake basketball with each other and shit. And I'm over there like, fucking bowl. But it's good, you know, over there fucking air crossing up some guys from Arkansas. You know what I mean? It's fun. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah. Your bowling shoes. But fun time. But yeah, other than that, nothing too much, right? Work sucks. I mean, work's work. You know, I don't want to say work sucks. Work's fine, but it's just work, you know.
No, work sucks.
And it's busy. And then, so, you know, you look to things like AEW to give you solace, to give you relief. And I think they did.
You look to blood.
Yeah,
you look to
blood.
Guts.
You look to guts. You look to beds
to
of
violence.
nails.
Yeah. Oh,
sex
man.
and violence.
I tell you what.
Two things we're good at.
And what did Toni Storm say?
Yeah, she said there's only two things we're good at. Sex and violence. Either way, you're fucked.
You're fucked. Yeah. That fucking rules.
Love that.
What a great line. God, she's the best. The fucking best. All right, but let's talk about her and the rest of her team. So last night, Blood and Guts kicked off right with the action. So we started off with Willow Nightingale, and who I thought was honestly probably the most memorable wrestler of the night, Sky Blue. Why was she the most memorable wrestler of the night? Because she said, what if I teetered on the idea of maybe passing out before the match even is supposed to start?
What if I went full Steve Austin in the first minute?
Yeah. Actually, you know the kind of blade job it looked like? Do you recall that JBL John Cena match where it was like one of the last times John Cena bladed and it was just like a gallon of blood on his head?
Because in my notes and preparing for the show, I'm going to use the name JBL later. Just you wait.
Ooh, I'm excited for that.
Teaser.
Yeah.
Teaser.
He's the worst.
I know. That's why I was like, I don't feel guilty saying this, but I'm going to say it later.
But the good team, the good girls, or the baby faces, whatever you want to call them, they kicked it off with that OG Willow Nightingale. And she came in and she was fucking throwing people
put her hair up to start,
all
ready
the stuff.
To do this.
Yeah, she was going at it. And in what I understand, if we take a step back and we're looking at stories, it's better this way. I would also say sometimes let's be creative, but in this way, in this match, the heels had the advantage. So then the next person out was Julia Hart. So you had the Sisters of Sin. And here's what I'll say about Julia Hart. I think she is an incredible athlete. I think if we did like a decathlon with AEW talent, men and women, she'd probably finish towards the top of like all around, right?
Yeah, I get the feeling she's super fast.
Yeah, she's probably fast. Obviously, we see she's agile. She's probably like
got cardio,
core fitness. She could probably do handstand, all that, all that stuff.
Yep. Crunches. She can out crunch you in embarrassing fashion.
But she's a little, I don't know if it's uncertain or slow, but like there's a little bit of like takes me out of the moment with her because it's great. And then it's like, well, now you're just slowing down.
To me, it's Lex Luger. It's, you got the look, you got the athleticism, and you're doing the right moves, right? Like you're doing the steps. You know how much we talked about like The Rock can make a punch look like a 5-star move, right? The opposite with the Luger and the Julia Hart, right?
Luger, the thing I always loved about Luger is he would make the same noise if he punched someone or got hit. It would always be, oh, it's like, well, what is it? Because like,
did you see the DDP Yoga's got him upright again? He's like decorating his Christmas tree and shit.
I talked to him. Remember, I met him not too long ago, and he was talking about how they had to drive. Man. Yeah. Well, I mean, he had the spinal essentially, from what I remember, and don't quote me on this, but I think he had like a seizure in his spine. And that's what caused like the ailment that
makes
he
sense
had.
because he had that wheelchair too that had like the like neck hole brace kind of thing. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, I talked to him and he was talking about how him and the Steiners, their flight got canceled. So to make it to Kansas City, they drove from Atlanta straight to Kansas City. And I was like, I've done that. It's not fun at all.
12 hours maybe?
Yeah.
God. Of not fun territory.
Right. Yeah.
Like what are you going through? Arkansas?
The best you get, because I've done that drive a couple times. You get the Smoky Mountains. You do get the Smoky Mountains, but that's about it. Other than that, it is ass. Anyhow, back to Julie Hart. Julie Hart, Sisters of Sin, her and
they get the advantage.
Sky Blue, they get the advantage. And at this point, this is when Sky Blue cuts her head just deep. I mean, I'm talking like.
Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about where it's like the Crimson Mask already. And I'm like, geez, we started the show.
Yeah, like this was like deep, like Steph Curry's 3-point shot deep. You know what I mean? Like it was just room in that forehead. And so then as the heels get the advantage, what happens next? Well, obviously the baby faces come out and the next one up is Harley Cameron. So here we go. We got tag teams, right? We got the Babes of Wrath. We got the Sisters of Sin and they're going at it. Harley Cameron, again, it was told to us, less than 60 matches, and here she is in a blood and guts.
She's not shying away. I think she's got less of the Julia Hart problem, but she still, you know what I mean, doesn't have the like make you watch her charisma in the ring as much as she does just with her mic work and her, you know, and her other things. But I do think she's one of the quicker people to turn around from not really being a wrestler at all to being really serviceable. And here she is again, not shying away from like, blood and guts, blades, glass, like let's do it, right?
Well, and what I like,
I don't know that I'm doing that at my, you know what I mean? Like going in there, so like kudos,
Well, what I liked about her throughout this entire match is she was obviously, like you said, in this glass, getting punches, all that stuff, but she still brought herself to the match, right? It wasn't like she abandoned everything who she was.
She's still quirky. She's still bouncy.
Brought the Monet Muppet or whatever you call it. And so
she's still
I like
not entirely serious about it all, right?
Yeah.
Wanting to be serious, but isn't serious. That's kind of the key about the characters. Like she's like, I'm in this, we're ready. And everybody's like, tone it down a little, right? Yeah. Like you're going a little too far, a little too much.
Here's what I'll say kind of as a step back though. So obviously this was the first ever women's blood and guts match.
Yep.
What I appreciated that they did more so than the men is they made the cage mean something. I felt like too often, and it happened a little bit in the women's match, but they did a creative way with Julia Hart and Tekla, like crawling out of it.
Out of those things, yeah.
Yeah. But like with the men, it was just they're walking in and out, and then like eventually the cage is kind of just, oh, by the way, it's here.
Yeah.
With the women, they actually used it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like they got out in a way that they even said no men are going to be able to do that.
Right.
But then the men just bypass that and just cut it open and we don't care.
Yeah. Walk in and out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a thing where like, I know the Hell in a Cell spot, right? I know what they did, right? And I know we desperately want to recapture that moment. But I think we've jumped the shark into the territory that you're saying that like, I just know we're going up there now.
Well, yeah, and even with the men, and we'll talk about the men's match, but like with the women, the thing that I applaud them is like there was, for example, the way Sky Blue cut her head was because Willow Nightingale fucking catapulted her into the chain link fence.
It's brutality played a part. Kudos to AEW for being safe, but also when we talk about like we just know they're going up there, they had an extra raised, reinforced part for them to fight on that wasn't the actual cage underneath. And I was like, yeah, all right. But like, I just.
Good. Right. Yeah, exactly. I'd rather it be safe
than let's just skip it then at this point.
Yeah, I agree. All right. So after Harley Cameron comes in, then the Triangle of Madness is complete. We get Tekla. Tekla does her thing again.
Or is it Scott? Or is it Julia Hart?
I think Tekla is the leader, but if we're being honest, in the Triangle of Madness, I think Sky Blue is the MVP. I think Sky Blue. Supposed to
be like the Shield, where there's no leader.
No. I think Tekla's supposed to be the leader, and then the Sisters of Sin. And we were talking off air before we started recording. I think they need to kick Julia Hart out. She just, I think she's fine. Yeah, or just get her out for Nyla Rose, right? Like
it's a good one. Yep.
She's just like, it's just a thumbs up when I see her. It's like, yeah, okay, spooky. Oh, when did you dress up as Halloween this year? Like, that's what I want to say when I see her.
I know we probably even said it, and I know they all thought it, right? They had to get her away from like the Griff Garrison and the high school stuff.
And it worked.
I mean, it did, but like, I think the problem is when you look at her, you still think that because she just looks so young. Like, I'm sorry, you just do. You just look like you're 14 years old.
That part, but that part necessarily, you can't.
Well, she can't help it. She can't help it.
Right.
So we don't want to. Like,
but I'm talking about like presentation and attitude. There's like Sky Blue also looks young, but Sky Blue has this look in her face where she's like, wouldn't it be fucking cool if
looks like she's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, wouldn't it be cool if I just took a fork and put it in your eye? Yeah. Like what? Right. Where Julia Hart feels like, and maybe this is just me projecting, and if so, I apologize, but this is how I feel. I think she needs to go with Ty Mello and Anna Jay. Like, put her with those girls.
Sky Blue does have a look in her eyes at times that indicates that she has thought way too much about exactly how she would kill a boyfriend in their sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Julia Hart doesn't have that look, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sky Blue definitely
Tekla looks like she already did it.
Well, Tekla looks like maybe the boyfriend has to do something to her. Like she's the one that's in charge, right? Like the boyfriend's like, I'm going to key your car. She's like, really, bitch? Like, oh, okay. I guess
both
not.
belong to me. We're like, all right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, sure. Yes, you do. Yeah. Sky Blue is the one that you go to when you're like, okay, so my boyfriend or girlfriend did this. And she's like, got it. All right. So in August of 2016, what I did was, and you're just like, oh, that's awesome. I'm going to go do that. Yeah. That's what the vibe she has.
Okay. Right.
Tekla has the, hey, I can't tell you because I signed an NDA. And so we can't talk about that time period of my life anymore. That's the kind of vibe she has. Anyhow, Triangle of Madness, they're taking on the Babes of Wrath, kicking their ass. Then we get Jamie Hayter. Mm-hmm. And here's what I thought after this whole thing was done. I felt like Jamie Hayter was the one who initiated this, right? She was the one that said blood and guts, right?
True. She was the tough one. She hits hard.
Well, and she does still hit hard, but I kind of felt like she was an afterthought in this match.
And I still, man, for whatever reason, because of the blood guts, it stuck out to me, the 70s gear stuff. I get it. Nobody else is doing it, right?
But it also doesn't make sense.
Gimmick. It's not a, that's what I mean. Like, it's not a gimmick. So like, what are we doing with it?
Yeah.
are you that 70s girl? Like, is that what we're saying? Like, I don't.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, that's your fashion sense, but in a blood and guts match?
Yeah, you're not gonna wear a blousy halter top or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Right,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Somebody correct me on what that piece of
Yeah,
clothing is called.
I do think maybe she needs a reset. I think after this, we got the blood and guts out of the way. She was a part of the team with Queen Amanada that lost in the women's tag match,
Yeah.
or tag team tournament. So I think this would be a great opportunity for her to be like, hey, we lost. That pissed me off. Now
She's a fighter.
she fucking rules when she wrestles.
Yeah.
It's something's the momentum she had when she was Britt Baker's understudy, and then the haters, or what was the fan club or whatever?
I think it was just the haters.
Just the haters or something like that.
I think they were just, I'm a hater.
Yeah, that's what it was. After post injury, that kind of, and then again, like you said, then it went into, but what if I was a 70s hater? And it's like,
yeah. Did you see somebody in the crowd had a sign that said they are reinforced steel cables?
I love that.
Their sign. Yeah.
That's great. There's another sign in the men's match. I'll bring it up then. All right. So then Jamie Hayter comes in, and again, she's doing well. No memorable spots. I'll say that again. Nothing bad, but just no memorable spots. Then we get Megan Bayne, and I was excited for Megan Bayne because I've seen Megan Bayne in GCW, and so I was thinking, oh, she's gonna be like, let's turn up the fucking violence on this one, and she brought it. I think my favorite part for her, though, was when the next person came out, our AEW Women's World Champion, Chris Statlander, and they went back to remember in January when we were just trying to see who's fucking tougher than each other? Yeah. Let's do that again.
Whose shoulders are wider than each other?
Yeah, and they did, right? They went after it.
Back body drop?
Yeah, and Chris Statlander, I thought...
Or was that Monet? That was Statlander to Monet, right? Back body drop, yeah. But Statlander took the bed of nail spot.
Yes. So, we have Mercedes Moné come out. Then we have Mina come out. And then last we have, then we have Marina Shafir come out. Then last we have Toni Storm come out. Saying all of that because we get all the fun spots. But I felt like the person who got the most spots, and if you're watching, I'm doing air quotes, was Chris Statlander, right?
Which is good.
So one of the things I thought was great with her is there's a spot where Mina Shirakawa, I think, body slams Julia Hart or something like that. And then she does the like shake her tits kind of thing. Yeah. And Chris Statlander is bleeding from the head, leaning up against the bottom rope. And she's like, yeah, we shake her tits.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she was great. That was fun. And
Statlander being able to kind of show her personality a little more, which I don't think, again, is over the top from what we've seen in like interviews and things, right? But having her sense of humor leak out is endearing more to her. Yeah.
And then, like you said, we go to the outside, we get Marina Shafir, and she brings out this bed of nails, and Chris Statlander takes a backdrop on that bitch. And man, every time it still makes me go like, eventually it's going to hit a spot it shouldn't, right?
Yeah,
Moxley did it. Omega did it.
Yeah.
Statlander did it. It's like, I was really nervous that like when they introduced it to the women's match, they're like, Darby was going to be like, what would be fucking crazier? What if I dropped from the like top of the cage into it? And it's like,
what if I went face first and then he impales a testicle on one of them?
Yeah. Hey, you guys, do you remember in Mortal Kombat when you could do like a fatality and you could uppercut them and they would like fall off the fucking ledge and they'd go all the way through and a spike?
Cage,
and then a spike would go through the thing. Yeah. Like, what if we did that with me? It's like, Darby, fucking no. I did want to take a quick side note.
I feel like that conversation happened. I feel like you somehow got leaked info.
Yeah. And Tony Khan was like, "Hey, Darby, we'll just put in the video game."
Jeff, did he tell you? What?
Yeah. I bet you the conversations when Darby wants to do those things, Tony Khan just pivots and says, we'll put it in the video game. How about that?
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it. Fine,
I almost feel like he has to screen, like Christopher Daniels has to hear all these ideas first. And then he's just like, Jesus Christ. And then he has to go to Tony and be like, all right, I think there was one. I think one.
Yeah.
I think we can use one if we dial it down a little bit.
Yeah,
if we dial it down a little.
One thing I was going to bring up, though, is a quick side note. So I've been a wrestling fan since I've been 3 years old, right?
Okay. Yep.
My mom,
65 years.
yeah, my mom does not like wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course
right.
not. Yeah.
My stepdad likes
Tolerates it.
wrestling. Well, he likes it. He doesn't like all the other stuff. He just wants the wrestling. Like as soon as they grab a microphone, he'll turn it. He'd be like, I don't care what they
Gotcha.
say. I don't want
So
to know
he
these
loved
people.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, right. Well, I get a text right when there was a moment between Statlander and Sky Blue where they're both just like all the way blood. And my mom goes, I turned it to wrestling and this is weird. And I was like, this is the fucking one time.
Why?
Yeah, this is the fucking one time.
It's like
and
if they would have walked right into her in hot lesbian action. You'd be like, you had to walk in now.
Yeah, yeah. You had to
Although there
walk
was a
in
lot
when-
of opportunities back then.
Yeah, it's like you had to walk in right when Sable took her shirt off. What the fuck?
Right during
Right
live
after
sex
this is-
celebration.
Yeah, right after this is Bob Backlund, right? You could watch that one, you know. But yeah, so I called her and I was like, yeah, so this is called Blood and Guts, and it's going to be a lot of probably both. And she's like, oh. But I did say this. I did kind of save
Tune
it.
in next week, Mom. Tune in
Well,
next
I did kind of save it a little bit later. Again, fast forwarding, I sent her and my stepdad a text message. I was like, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's on. And like, oh, we like him. And then they watched us a little bit. And then when they're like, main event time, they're like, we're not going to give that a shot. And I was like,
nope.
Now what we learned later, I was like, fucking good, right? Okay, so what else happened here? Toni
I
Storm.
love that just the day they picked it. Like,
Yeah, the fucking one
I know
day.
Tom's going to be watching wrestling. Let's see what's happening on the wrestling to see what they think about Tom. All wholesome. And then Julia Hart is just raining blood.
Yeah.
There's a bed of nails. They're like, what in the fuck?
Well, the nail spot is when I called. I was like, so that was real nails.
I think they were probably reaching out in hopes that you would be like, oh, yeah, I'm not watching that anymore.
No, totally watch. Totally watch it. Yeah.
You're like, isn't it great?
It is great. I love
Tune
it.
in tomorrow on the podcast. Get in the chat. We'll talk about it. That's what you should tell your parents anytime they bring a wrestling.
Get in the chat.
Tune in Thursday and get in the chat on YouTube.
Yeah. All right, so here's some other moments here. We get Marina Shafir. She takes off her shoes, stomps in glass, and then takes that stomped glass on her feet and stomps on
out her
Toni
titties.
Storm's. Yeah, stomps on Toni Storm's chest. We get we get the mirror spot where it looked like Toni Storm was going to do the booty thump to Marina, and Marina just said, "Fucking eat some glass," and just hits her upside the head. Also, wanted to get your thoughts. What with Toni Storm? How you feeling about Toni Storm? Because she walks out and she doesn't look like she's well, right? Like her face was painted white, her lipstick were on both sides of her ears.
She's
it was
missing her titles, she's going crazy.
So here's the interesting part. So let's get towards the end here, right? Again, we get a lot of crazy stuff. We get Statlander and Mercedes Moné, as you mentioned, the backdrop through the table of titles. But then we get the Triangle of Madness essentially pins down Toni Storm, forces her eyes open as Marina Shafir has a front face lock on Mina Shirakawa. And then Megan Bayne is just whipping the fuck out of Mina
Just
with a championship belt, gold and
Which
all this
are
stuff. Yeah.
40 pounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
30, 40 pounds. You've
Hitting her in
plenty of
all
times.
different
They're heavy.
spots, right? Yeah. Not hitting her in one like direct, easy
No,
spot to
just
take.
all
It's
over.
the
Back,
chin, the
back
neck,
of the
the back. Yeah.
hips.
The tailbone, all of that.
And on the back of on the quads.
Yeah. The whip of it too. That would
Hammies,
suck.
I guess, not the back of the quads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is the back of the quad.
It's
Yeah.
the back of the quads, yeah.
So Toni Storm, not able to take it anymore, quits so that they would leave Mina alone.
Just the emotion from Toni Storm. She really loves this Mina.
Yeah, and I want to know your thought. What does this mean? So I will say this. What they kind of painted the picture as is, well, Toni Storm and Mina have a next round matchup against, I believe, the Sisters of Sin. Or no, it's against Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. So there they get their revenge.
Get their
However, what's the payoff or mission statement with Mina and Toni? I'm not understanding exactly what we're doing here.
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe more is to tell. I mean, with a lot of Toni Storm, we get a lot of question marks before we get answers. So maybe there's just more to this. They're going to have their own little personal story. And
I would not hate it because I've seen the MAGA maniacs online being like, oh, they fucking love each other. They're like, oh, they're going to be like in a romantic relationship. It's like, yeah, you dumb fucks.
that
There's
happens.
women that
Yeah.
love each other.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Weird.
I think I've said this since day one about AEW and really any alternative to such a powerhouse that is WWE, or, if you were trying racing
Lean
NASCAR,
into
right?
it.
You get what I'm saying? Be the alternative, right?
Yeah.
WWE did the Billy and Chuck and like, oh, we're not gay. Isn't that funny? We just played 6 months of like kind of gay stuff.
Yeah, we just grope each other all the time.
Yeah,
and
but
have a
it's
lot of
not.
innuendos, but we're
Oh,
not
isn't that the
gay.
joke? Yeah. It's just like make a real relationship and they just happen to be two women.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be awesome.
Yeah,
I think that would
I agree
be
with you.
creative, push the boundaries. And again, I also feel like I know we are not in the business of AEW, so we're not trying to make the money. But I do feel like if you zero in on who the actual audience you want, you would get more dollars out of that smaller group, right? Like when you
Right.
go to everybody, it's $5 or whatever. But if you get all the fucking weirdos out and you keep the hardcores will spend your subscription on AEW Crate or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And so you can get the ice ads aren't that bad fucking
Yeah.
AEW viewers out the
You
fucking
have to
window.
reach a certain level before you can start to water down your core. You know what I mean? Because if you're at this point now, or if your core is at your level that AEW gets, if you start watering that down, you're going to turn away some of that core. And the others are flighty. That's the thing, is you've got to, you know what I mean? You just got to get to a point when, and yeah, I agree with you. I think they need to keep leaning into what makes AEW AEW.
Yeah, and I think a adult, well-told story of women who love each other, not just men and woman or man and woman,
Yeah.
I think would be
Well, we've
interesting.
seen the work Toni Storm can do.
Yeah.
With character stuff and like the other characters she's working with. So I would,
Yeah.
it could only be.
So the heels, bad girls, whatever you want to call them, the heels, they win this
They get to
match.
celebrate, they stand there and flex
Yeah.
on them.
So Toni Storm, Marina Shafir, Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander, and
Mercedes,
Willow
Jamie
Nightingale
Hayter.
and Jamie
All
Hayter
losers.
are your losers. There was one interesting part though. I did want to bring up now that I listed all of them out. Did you catch there was a couple moments where Statlander and Willow were like, hey, like we're not going to fight right now. You go over there, I'll go over here.
Yeah. We're not friends, but like we're on the same team, so just go over there. Yeah.
You think we play into that post match like a I blame you for losing, I'm a champion, I don't lose those kind of matches, Willow?
I don't see any reason you shouldn't. Even if you're not going to go to Willow and Chris Statlander right now, you throw some quip lines at each other that you can use in case you go there later, right? There's no reason to not. It fits the characters right now to just kind of be sassy with each other.
Yeah.
Be like, you fucking think, I think you're the one who fucking, you're too busy outside trying to put people through tables.
Yeah. So this was our first ever women's blood and guts match. Before we continue, what'd you think? What's your kind of overall thought of the first ever?
Oh, I thought they went all out, man. I thought they did a really good job here. I like the individual storytelling things that we did here, right? Where we talked about with Chris Statlander kind of being the champ, right? Like kind of setting the tone for this is how we're going to do things today. And then into the end thing of, this became about Toni Storm and Mina in a way. And then we still now have set up for the Babes of Wrath to take on the Sisters of Sin with all of this tension and vitriol in it. So I think they did an amazing job here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the tag team tournament shapes up after this too, because, these girls just didn't do some lucha flipsy flips. They got after it, and then the tournament keeps going. So we'll see how Toni Storm and Mina face Megan Bayne and Marina. Yeah. Marina and Megan Bayne also didn't necessarily like hug after the match, right?
They're not besties, right? They're not
they
friends.
just kind of, we did our job and we're out of here.
Megan Bayne was barely friends with Penelope.
Yeah. I wish Penelope still could have done this match. She would have. killed it. She was, yeah, she's an incredible hardcore wrestler. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely take a moment and look that up on YouTube. She can bring it. But yeah, I think the lasting image of the match will be the blade job of Sky Blue. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
probably remember that one for a while. I posted
Yep.
it on our Instagram page actually. I was like, this is blood and guts, motherfucker, right here, right? And so yeah, we keep it moving. So
Yeah.
now we got, so like you said, at the pay-per-view Full Gear, we still got Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. Where will that
Yep.
go? And we got some other
What do you
things
think
to
of
kinda,
this? You know, we talked about how like I kind of grew tired and don't really like the idea of like saying Blood and Guts is a yearly pay-per-view thing, and then we got Force Blood and Guts. But this idea that it's just like a long Dynamite in between some pay-per-views, I don't hate this idea. I like this. If we can make this an annual like special Dynamite, if they have to do it annually, I don't even think you got to do it annually. But
The thing with this that hate, I don't hate the idea of once a year we do Blood and Guts. What I do dislike though is the and it's in November. That
yeah,
is
yeah.
too like
But
repetitive. Because if you do your next Blood and Guts in March,
yeah,
awesome. You know what I mean? Like if the
almost
story
hear me
means
out. I don't hate we do one a year and flip them, right? Women do 1 year, men do the next.
oh
Women
yeah.
do one, men do the next.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree because sometimes like
We're gonna run out of shit to do. Right?
well, and
That's what I mean,
sometimes
like,
the men don't need to be involved, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you don't need to have
same, and that's what I mean. Like, how many times are we gonna go to the top before every year we're gonna be like, yeah,
yeah. Or and
how do we
again,
top a bed of nails and
Yeah,
two flaming
and-
tables, which we'll talk about later.
we'll get to, yeah, but and also hear me out on this. Jon Moxley doesn't have to be a part of every time someone tries to kill themselves match, right? Like this guy's been
Maybe he
doing
just
that
likes it.
since day one. I know, but like let's save his body, right? Like he has a child, you know? Like chill out for a second.
Body is only for this plane of existence, Tom.
Yeah,
That's
no,
something
well, I
Jon
guess so.
Moxley would say.
Yeah, maybe. All right, as we keep it going, we go backstage, and the Don Callis family beats the shit out of Jurassic Express.
So we're putting up a fight to start when we go back there, but
Yeah, they're getting after it, but then the numbers advantage. And then out of the trailer walks Okada and the Young Bucks.
it just look.
Well, and the Young Bucks are doing this thing again where they're like, oh, hey, this is weird. Like, and I don't. What are we doing with the Young Buck? Are we trying to turn them face?
Oh, I hope not. But man, we can't do two more people in the Don Callis family, and they certainly can't be the level of characters that the Young Bucks are. The Young Bucks are a tag team equivalent of your like top wrestlers in the company. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
They're a Cena, they're a Roman Reigns, right?
Right, yeah.
They can't be in the Don Callis family unless they're anything but like the head of the Don Callis family. You know what I mean? So I don't think it fits that way. I think they have to fight the Don Callis family here. Maybe Okada turns back and joins them, and then we get this weird like, yeah, the Elite are. I don't know, man. I really don't know what we're doing with the Young Bucks. I kind of am worried too that I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah, I don't want them to go babyface. So they're doing this
I
thing
agree.
where they're like, well, I guess you beat them up and we do need that $1 million, but I really don't like this. And then Jason Alexander was like, this is what we do for family. Because you remember, you don't mess with family. Boom, you know. And then Don Callis said, hey, next week, that no good Kenny Omega is going to be here and we can send
So hear
him a
me out.
message too.
So hear me out. What if they act like they're joining, but Don Callis and the Young Bucks and Okada and maybe even Kenny Omega sell out the rest of the family and become this like heel faction?
Yeah. There's not enough star power on the other side. Like Lance Archer can't carry anything.
No, I mean they're just dead.
But you know what I
dead,
mean?
you
Like,
know what I
you
mean?
got to
Like,
do something with them.
You just blow
I
out
think-
the family and murder them. But yeah, that would
Yeah.
be shitting on all of those characters. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what you would do, this is how I feel like it's going to go down. I feel like the Young Bucks, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I feel like the Young Bucks and who is their partner in that match, the $1 million match? Because it's Omega and the Jurassic Express versus is it Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's Josh Alexander.
Well, then that wouldn't make sense because
he's a walking.
You're right. What I was thinking is somehow the Young Bucks get paid. Don Callis goes, "Hey, isn't it great that we helped you?" And then the Young Bucks, "Yeah, thanks, nerd." And then kind of stiffs the Don Callis family. And now the Don Callis family,
thanks, Don.
Yeah, we're going to fucking kill you now, right?
And yeah, Okada blocks him from leaving, and he's like, "Wrong choice."
Yeah,
bitch.
Well, there's a thing here too where Okada says, decision time. He says, "See you next week." I don't think they're going to say no, because then the match at Full Gear wouldn't make any fucking sense. Right?
Yeah, they stall. Find another week.
But I do feel like there's going to be some type of payoff. This is what I just keep seeing in my head of a Takeshita and Young Bucks versus Okada and
but
two members of
Omega. So it could be Takeshita, Omega, Young Bucks versus Okada, Josh Alexander,
Lance Archer.
Oh, you got to get Kyle Fletcher in there, maybe.
Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, but it's just anybody, right? You can pick 4.
Yeah. It's just. I don't know what we were doing. I kind of think this was a mistake. If I'm being honest with you, I kind of think the Don Callis family being as large as they are with then flirting with the Young Bucks, I think it's a mistake.
I agree with you. I thought how they played out that stuff, right? Like they beat them up. They're like, "Yeah, see what we can do for this. Is what we do for family, right? Mm-hmm. You should join the family." And then leaves. And Okada's like, all that's good, but like,
but the payoff I think is going to be, the Young Bucks aren't good baby faces. Again, they don't suck, but they're not good baby faces.
They're just vanilla. They're just milquetoast with baby face stuff. You know,
I hate them as a heel, and I want to hate them because that's what they do best.
Yeah,
you know, the Miz sucks as a baby face. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's certain people who should
do another run at the Young Bucks and FTR, maybe like. Well, FTR's heel, flip the Young Bucks face and get another run.
Stay away from them. No, stay away from them. FTR, no. If anything, Young Bucks and Hurt Syndicate need to
Big Stoke.
Yeah. If anything, it needs to be the Young Bucks and the Hurt Syndicate that lock horns, because it just, again, I want difference. I don't want to see, "Hey guys, remember the pandemic we did FTR and Young Bucks? Let's do it again." Like, nah, get the fuck on, right? Nah, don't want that shit. Anyhow, all right, let's keep it going because our second match is a Falls Count Anywhere non-title match where our AEW Men's World Champion Hangman Adam Page takes on Powerhouse Hobbs. And boy, they did a lot of living in a little bit of time.
Powerhouse Hobbs is the shit, man. Fucking Powerhouse Hobbs is so cool.
Well, thank God he does as many squats as he does. Did you see that backdrop where he bounced off his ass and like fucking hit Poughkeepsie and then came back down? Like, my God, I thought he broke his tailbone.
Well, that's why you gotta be a thick boy to do something.
Here's what I would say though. I understand Falls Count Anywhere. It's like, because we got to keep it going because we got, the blood and guts match.
Right.
But you also had 2 rings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do we have to go? We had to go to the fucking crowd. Like,
and I'm a little, I want to stop putting fake explosions in things, right? The falling into the.
Yeah. Although I can't do memes, so maybe I need to learn this or whatever. But after Hangman hits Powerhouse in the head with his boot, and he falls, and then we get the explosion. There's this little shot where Hangman's looking down and the lights are like flickering, and he looks like a fucking like a Jason like serial killer.
That was
kind
another
of
part of it is I don't know why the lights would flicker there. Like that wasn't connected like to shut down.
But maybe it is. Maybe it is. You know, we don't know how AEW does their operation.
Yeah, I'm not an electrician. You aren't either.
Yeah.
Stop worrying.
Stop worrying.
Leave that to the professionals.
We get all the types of living here. I would say, did you also notice when Hangman was starting to gear up for his run to Powerhouse, which that wasn't the fastest run. And I'm not saying anything, but
it's not I don't think he's a fast boy.
Well, we don't maybe need to do that. Anyhow,
That's
but
why he
there
rides
was
a
a
horse.
woman.
You need to be
There
fast.
was a woman who was having the panic attack of her life. Did you catch this? She was bottom left, and she was just like, ah, and it's just like, we had two rings.
Beatles,
we didn't
man.
need, but we had two rings. We didn't even have to be next to these people because this lady is going to sue you for a heart attack.
Yeah, but now now we get that. Now we get to see that.
Yeah, so Hangman wins. He throws Powerhouse into the lighting fixture. And again, that strobe light thing was really fucking cool. Someone make a meme of that. And then he goes to celebrate. He's like, I'm the Hangman. I ride a horse. Hangman riding a horse.
Men's World Heavyweight Champion.
Men's World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, shit. He gets jumped. Shibata says, you want a piece of bread upside your fucking head? And he hits him. And then he started hitting him. And then he throws him in the ring. And who's there? Old Walrus. Big Banana. Samoa Joe. And I don't get this part. Yeah. I don't get this part. He yells, lower the cage.
Yeah.
Who's lowering the cage?
Who's lowering the cage? Why are you listening to Samoa Joe?
Yeah, I get it.
Maybe
you don't
Samoa
want
Joe came back and said, if you do not lower the cage, when I tell you to lower the cage, I'm going to come back here and personally kick your ass. Maybe I would lower the cage.
Maybe, but
take my chances with explaining myself to Hangman versus
Samoa
Joe.
Yeah. Hangman is a more reasonable person.
Yes.
Especially now. Maybe 6 months
ago,
not
Hangman,
so much.
Samoa Joe threatened to hurt me, he'd understand. If I told Samoa Joe Hangman was going to hurt me, he'd be like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to hurt you.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
right,
that's true. Yeah. So as the cage is lowering, we see Hook and Eddie Kingston run down, and they fight off Shibata, and Samoa Joe runs off. And then
Eddie Kingston.
Well, before that, Hangman grabs the microphone and is like, Joe, you dumbass, if you wanted a cage match, you could have just asked, which goes back to kind of the origin of this whole feud, right? It's just like, if you just wanted a title match, you could have asked, right? And now it's like, if you wanted a cage match, you could have just asked. And so at Full Gear, it's going to be Samoa Joe versus the Hangman for the Men's World Championship. Then, as you mentioned, Eddie Kingston's like, well, I'm not booked, but I'm still kind of feeling fun. So he just takes a fucking chair and he's just walking around hitting himself in the head like, this is the best. Look at this. I love violence.
Eddie Kingston's like, can't do chair shots? Bullshit. Watch me.
I tell you what, Eddie Kingston might need like a lanyard because he's looking more any fan out of the arena than a pro wrestler these days. Like his beard is mixed
Ric
match
Flair that said,
color.
if you dress like the fans in the crowd, soon you'll be one of them.
I mean, kind of right. Like if that guy just ran out there, I'd be like, oh, if you didn't know wrestling, you'd be like, is that a fan? Like, no, that's actually one of the top guys in the company. Like, really? That guy? You're like, yeah, he fucking rules.
This guy.
Yeah.
He a roadie? Like, nope. Former champion, as a matter of fact.
Another thing that I thought was silly, again, just another weird detail of this night last night, is as Hangman is like, Joe, if you wanted this, you could have just asked, dumbass. You have Hook just hands in his pockets. Like he's waiting for his Uber.
I think we still should go back to the chips, right? Like
yeah,
after they're done beating everybody up, he
yeah,
reaches in that hoodie pocket. And then as, you know what I mean, Hangman's talking, he's just over here in the chips.
Yeah, they need to
beat somebody's ass and don't even crush the chips in your hoodie pocket. Come on.
I'm not saying that, you know, we need to have everything be a gimmick or whatever, but the idea that you could try to create in the same vein as Al Snow with head and Hook with chips, I think would fucking rule.
Just think of the marketing possibilities. If
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Enough, some people are going to be like, we're the chips. We're the official chips.
Yeah, and they fucking throw chips in the ring while he just
probably
bounces
easy because
around.
There's probably somebody who is the chip provider to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So you just go, hey, Bill, let's make an AEW.
We're going to do this, Because imagine the visual. because Hook could kind of be an asshole with it too. Not like an asshole, but it could be like tongue in cheek. Remember in Ring of Honor when they get introduced and all the fucking streamers gets thrown in there?
Chips.
If it's fucking Chips and he's just like,
He needs to be like Stone Cold, man, getting like fucking toss me the chips and then fucking double fisting the chips. All right, we're not going too far.
No, that is how you do it.
He fucking crashes them together.
Yeah. Cool Ranch and nacho cheese. Yeah. I don't give a shit.
How he like stuns people. He gives them a chips and they toast and he fucking.
Yeah. I mean,
his is just like a fucking full Nelson suplex or something instead, right? He gives them the old, we're going to share some chips and then.
That could be his calling card to where, like, if he starts to jump people backstage, their head is resting on like 6 bags of chips.
There's an empty bag of chips crumpled up on their chest, and people are like, Hook.
Yeah. Or like someone's walking and they get hit from behind and chips like explode behind their head. Like, we know who that. Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be a lot cooler than what he's doing now.
Somebody's missing and there's a trail of chips. We're going to follow it.
Yeah. Hey, look, if like the Death Riders start to go chase him and that's his way to like get them off the trail, right? He leads Chips to Chips, whatever.
Like, outside the arena, now they're locked out and can't get back in.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He's laughing from inside the window. Man, I think we booked fucking 2 years worth of Hook here, man.
I know.
Tony, where's Liverpool Chad, who is not RJ City?
Yeah. Because here's what I'll say. I love Hook in like I have his action figure. I had his shirt, all the stuff. Taz's son. He will never be bad in my book, right? But also Eddie Kingston isn't on the front end of his prime.
Correct.
And I don't think we need to have him bringing along Hook. I think we need Eddie Kingston pushed to the moon.
Yeah, we got a limited time where we can do the big thing with Eddie Kingston, I feel like.
So
missed the boat.
Let's not waste time being BFFs with Hook. Let's get him to MJF or, again, something cooler like that. But we'll see. Again, I still loved my favorite moment of the entire night, Tim. Not going to joke with you at all. My favorite moment of the entire night was after Hook and Eddie Kingston save Hangman and Hangman cuts his promo. There's just a hug between Hangman and Eddie Kingston. And I was like, that's all I needed.
That's it.
That is all I needed.
It's going to be okay.
Yep.
We have hope at least still.
Yeah. There's at least a North Star to go towards,
Yeah.
And it's an Eddie Kingston.
The forces
and
of good
hug.
can work together and we
Hangman
can change
hug.
things.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's keep it going. We go into an interview now and Tony Schiavone talks about how Greensboro is the greatest city for wrestling. Greensboro.
Greatest city for that only then.
Yeah, because I don't even know where that is on a map.
It's not even the greatest borough, in America. If I had to guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Greensboro. Anyhow, he's like, this is the best place in the world, Greensboro. And he goes, and let's bring out a legend of Greensboro. And he does. It's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Now, apparently, what I've been reading is Ric Flair was also there, but maybe he was in too much pain and he couldn't make it out. So Ricky the Dragon just said, I'll go out there by myself. He kills it. He's the man.
Why are we still doing things with Ric Flair? I thought we don't do that anymore.
I don't know.
Like I get it's North Carolina.
Right, but I don't know the
it's 2025.
The net positive you're getting out of it.
Exactly. He did not bring more people to that arena. Guaranteed.
He brought the same number of people to the arena as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He brought with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, honestly, you know what? Steamboat might have drew more, if I'm being honest.
Well, especially that's what I'm saying. Like if you have wrestling fans that are our age, we're like, fucking Ric Flair, but Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Hey, love Ricky, right? And he does great here, right? He does the whole love this place, the Mount Rushmore Sting, Flair, Dusty, and him, which is also great. And Tony Schiavone's talking about you won the tag champions with Youngblood and all this stuff. It's the best, right? Yep. And then here comes FTR. Now, what I liked about this is they didn't ignore history.
Right.
Ricky the Dragon's like, I remember you guys. And they were even like, hey, your last match was with us.
Yeah, like, trained me.
Yeah, you trained me.
Which
this
I
is
didn't
the
know.
best.
That's cool.
Yeah, neither did I. And it was like, this is so good. This is so good.
But I like
and
that
then,
he wasn't having anything of Stokely, though. Like, Stokely's talking, he's up there like, you.
Yeah. Well, and then Stokely tries to introduce himself, and I wrote this down at the very end. So he's just doing his whole, like, you're not a legend stuff. But then he goes, you got Macho Man's phone number? I haven't seen him on TikTok in a minute.
Yeah. And that seemed to, like, piss off. Ricky was either doing really good job tonight, or he was like, that line was not cleared, and he was like, you little bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah, I noticed that. It felt like they were really having to hold him back. Like, he was like, no, this isn't funny anymore.
Yeah, we're not talking about Macho
I know
Man
you guys, I don't know this little motherfucker.
Yeah. And so we get then FTR cutting him down. You're not a legend. Yeah, Ricky goes, you know what? I'm going to be 73.
Yeah.
I know when it's time to fight and when it's time to not fight. I'm getting the fuck out. And FTR was like, good, get the fuck out, right?
Get the fuck out.
But before he does, they jump him. And they're getting him. And before things get ugly, here comes Brodito. They run out. They chase him off.
Still doing this.
I wanted Brodito to do a little bit more, right? Let's hit him with the fucking finisher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least hit Stokely with the finisher. Like there should have been a payoff besides, get away, you know? I don't know.
Bald FTR is, he loves his family so much that he's spending all his time in the weight room away from him.
Yeah, I mean, he knows where the weights are kept. That's for sure. He's starting to get on that.
Yeah, he's got abs now. When the hell that happened?
Mm-hmm. That's at Wegovy or whatever
He's
the fuck
a better
it is.
heel, though, than I would give them credit for when they started this thing. Like, he picked some fight with some lady on the side there at the end, too, where he was just like in her face going at it.
Can I tell you, I got jealous because I was like, motherfucker, that's where our seats were.
Yeah, I know. Like, you could have just fucking,
I could have been that fucking person.
I know.
You motherfucker.
Like, oh, I had shit to say to that guy. I know. Like, I wish you would have came over. I'd have made him consider, like, can I hit this guy?
Yeah. Yeah. So again, we're getting, I guess the one cool part though, and it was cool, was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat did get his offense in. He gets some karate chops and all the whatnot. Yep. And so, okay, cool. Love it. Yeah. Great. But then again, what we get is kind of just I'll get you at the pay-per-view. Yeah. And that's it.
Durr.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now let's get to our main event. It's the men's blood.
Not watch.
Nope. They said, hell no. I did send them, though, Darby Allin getting thrown through those tables that were on fire. I was like, you missed this. And my mom goes, I don't think I did.
Yeah. Like, I can honestly say I don't miss that at all, Tom.
Yeah. Damn it. Great. So, yeah, we get Darby Allin, Roderick Strong, the conglomeration making up Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Mark Briscoe, taking on the Death Riders, which make up Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, Daniel Garcia, and Wheeler Yuta.
Who sucks.
Yuta fucking sucks.
Yeah, we got some anti-Yuta stuff going on there. We got a fuck you
Good.
and everything. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Everywhere he goes. No sleep.
No sleep.
I want him to check into a hotel and they'll be like, here you go, sir. You suck.
Mm-hmm.
And they slide him the key.
Or just like drops it in front of him, or like, haha, what? You want your key?
Or one of these be like, are you like an actor or something? They'll be like, I'm a wrestler. And they'll be like, you're the guy that sucks. Like,
yeah. You're a wrestler. You're not big enough to be a wrestler.
Yeah. What's your name? Wheeler Yuta? Be like, oh, you're the guy who they all chant "fuck you, Yuta" at. Oh.
Yeah. And then like,
yeah. What, you want an autograph? No, I just need need to sign the bill. Yeah.
But one actually, I'm gonna get my friends, and then like, Yuta sucks.
Oh yeah,
Yuta.
We should see if AEW was, man. You got to like get some clips of this. They need to lean into the use. Like, you could facilitate as much as it's happening. You could make sure it happens if you played into it, right? And they don't really do much at all. Yuta obviously acknowledges it, when the crowds are going into it. But like, you could build that into some of the story.
If you need someone to chant at him, I'll be there. I'll let that motherfucker know 24/7.
Yeah, if you show these things where like he can't escape it now, if you have these like acted segments where he's getting gas and somebody's like pulls up and they're like, throw their fucking, you know what I mean? Like fast food bag at him. Like, Yuta sucks. Fucking, you know what I mean? Can't go anywhere without people being like, fuck you, Yuta. They'd be like, fuck you.
But here's the thing. It can be picking on Yuta, but it has to be justified. Like Yuta still has to do the turns on Bryan Danielson stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like then if he just gets picked on, then we're like, oh, I feel bad for him. But like if he's not learning from his mistakes,
he's still an evil fuck. Yeah,
right. He's still doing the fucking trips.
No, he almost I wouldn't even like. He's not even upset about it. They're just like fuck you, and they'll be like fuck you too. You know what I mean? Like we're just like fuck you. You know what I mean?
I don't
like
like you either.
Yeah.
I want that. If you're gonna keep that, you can't make him sympathetic. It's still got to be like good.
Yeah, it can't be 90s sitcom where he's like, whoa, all right,
yeah. You don't want to pick on him in that way. Yeah, but you do want to make him feel bad. He can even
punk some people back, right? To where they're like, all right, shit, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
And they laugh at him when he leaves.
That's the key. Yeah. Like Mark Sterling would laugh at him. Like, you tried to push me.
He sucks, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah. All right. So we kick off the men's match with Daniel Garcia and Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy said, I don't really want to do this match, but I guess I'll be first. Yeah. And they got the whole wrestling, right? Wrestle. We're doing wrestle.
Yep.
Then the baby faces have the advantage in this match, but do they? Because next entrant, Mark Briscoe, doesn't come out. And what? This didn't land with me. And I'll tell you why. So Mark Briscoe doesn't come out. But then Renee runs back and is like, hey, we see Mark Briscoe is hurt.
Don Callis family beat him up.
Didn't show it.
Yeah. You showed them beating up somebody earlier?
Yeah. Have them walking out of the room as Renee walks in to see Mark Briscoe hurt. Like, the continuity wasn't there.
But then to me, too, it all just like, because Mark Briscoe eventually was there, right?
And then just acting normal, right? Like, there was no, oh, man, they fucking broke my ribs or something. It was just like, nope, I'm Mark Briscoe.
Lurch down to the side, you know what I mean? Hold his ribs. He just comes out with bolt cutters like, let's fuck some shit up.
Yeah, and it's like, well, then now I just kind of think you were going to take a shower. Like, what the fuck? You could have came out here when it's
what
time.
Happened? Did they have to sober you up a little bit or something? Like, what's going on here, man?
Yeah.
Do you have a bad case of the shits? So they were like, listen, you go out there and fucking...
So Mark Briscoe's music plays. He doesn't come out. But what ends up happening is Roderick Strong, in I guess a move that shows he is actually a part of the conglomeration, was like, I'll go out there. And so he wobbles his old ass out there.
He was going to go out there anyway, but he was just like, I'll just take his spot, right? Like, just move me up. Which, again, to me, like, they sold that as where he's like, oh, dude, like he's taking one for the team, but it's like, that's the normal idea. It's like, guys,
but it's more so of like it was more so of like
we saw the decision happen, right?
Yeah.
He's like, fine, he's down. I'll go, right? And we're like, all right, great, Roddy. Rod Strong, which is still what we need to be doing. Needs to be a porn star.
Well, one thing I noticed too, last couple weeks, man, he's starting to move around like Matt Hardy. Not like stimp leg, but like he's doing like this weird, like when we met Tony Schiavone is starting to lean to one side when he walks.
Have a lean. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Roderick Strong kind of is too. Yeah, Roderick Strong.
It happens, man. It happens to the best of us. Not me, but all of you all.
Yeah, but like let's just throttle it down with old Roderick Strong. You know what I mean? Let's just have him do some promos because it looks like his body needs some rest. Yeah. All right, so he gets out there
in his leg, and it'll be strong, and then
But they get the advantage, so they're beating up Daniel Garcia. But then here comes Claudio, and Claudio, he's a big, strong boy, and he says, "I'm fucking shit up," and he does. He fucks shit up all the way until Kyle O'Reilly runs out.
Why does Claudio feel, though, like in everything Claudio's ever done, it just feels like he's like the strong man at the circus. That feels like the presentation.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever move past that. It feels Big Show-like, right? Where it's just like, this is what you are, man, and this is the only thing you can be.
Yeah. Well, it always feels like he's the best athlete. It's always like, like in this, Moxley and Darby might be crazier, but
like if we like really let this go and had like a bunch of athletic competitions and a bunch of things, like Claudio's smoke show and all these guys.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And I messed up here for a second. Let me backtrack just for a quick moment. The first guy out wasn't Orange Cassidy. It was Darby Allin. Darby Allin, the Death Wish.
Right. Yeah.
I think that should be his nickname, the Death Wish. Like, he has a fucking Death Wish.
Darby.
Yeah. Like the Death Wish Darby Allin.
Death Wish Darby Allin. Yeah.
It fits. Every time I'm like, this motherfucker is trying to kill himself. We all know that, right? Like he's not doing this for you. He's doing it for himself. Anyhow, Claudio comes
I
out.
call him
Kyle
Death
Rowley
Wish
comes
Darby
out.
Allin.
Yeah.
good.
Then in a move that
Fire
surprised people, I know, telling them. In a move that surprised people, Jon Moxley comes out. So he wasn't the last entrant, but I think it was Danielson brought up, or maybe it was Excalibur. They said, well, it makes sense if you think about who he is because he wanted to have the last advantage. Because if you're the last person that comes out, well, everyone's already in there.
Steven.
Yeah, even Steven. Yeah. But if you come out as
You
the
wanted
last
to inflict
advantage,
violence on people before somebody got in, which makes sense.
yeah. And so we get Moxley, then we get Pac, and then finally here comes Briscoe. As you said, he's like, I got bolt cutters. Doom. And this is where we just ignored the cage. Just people are running in and out, grabbing this, grabbing that. And it's like,
here's the thing that I again, I know I'm not supposed to think about these things, right? But like my brain works faster than the rest of you humans. So Mark Briscoe's running out with the bolt cutters. What? Tom, in the arena, where are the bolt cutters housed? How do you know where they're at? Are you sure there's bolt cutters in every arena where we need them? Or does he bring them? Does AEW have a reason to have bolt cutters on the truck? When are they cutting through bolts on a regular basis?
I don't know, but I think
store it with kendo stick.
Yeah. Well, kendo sticks, yeah. Bolt cutters, I can almost get like, all right, hey, maybe if the ring is a little awkward.
Right, there's a maintenance closet somewhere.
Yeah.
And they just happen to have some.
Yeah.
Because there's lockers in there. And sometimes you got to cut off lockers that guys left. You know, they left lockers.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Kendo sticks, though, it's like, who's bringing that?
Tell me this in martial art. What is kendo? Is it a weapon, a kendo stick that used in a certain martial art? Or what is it? Is it a training tool? What is it supposed to be? Not
no,
what
so
I know
kendo
we use
stick
it in wrestling for.
Right, yeah. Kendo sticks became popular, and the reason why it kind of got so famous at the time that it did is in Thailand there was a disciplinary,
Yeah.
there it is. Punishment where I can't remember what they did wrong, but they did something wrong, and their punishment was they got caned
Whacked
to
with
death.
Cane, yeah, that was Singapore. Wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, Singapore. Yeah,
Yeah.
So they got caned to death. That's why. Hey, look at this. Actually, look. That's why when Sandman did it to Tommy Dreamer, it was in the news at the time, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And then it just took off like wildfire.
But what were like? Why did they have those things? Were they just weapons?
It's just it's
like
a safer way than a knife. You know what I mean? Like,
so it's like fencing. Yeah.
I mean, it fucking hurts. Like,
no, of course,
it really does.
You can obviously be put to death with it. But.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just something that Paul Heyman read in the news, then he used in ECW, and then everyone's like, let's do that. And
that became violent and extreme.
Yeah, there it went. Yeah. Okay, so we get everyone in the ring and we get some fun spots. We get, obviously, at the end, Gabe Kidd comes from nowhere and beats up Darby Allin.
Yeah, I was really wanting to see that.
Here's my thought. I legitimately thought this as soon as Gabe Kidd ran out. Where the fuck is Ishii or holograms hurt? But like, where's Ishii? Or
the conglomeration has more members and they got friends.
Yeah, so
Willow could have came out for fuck's sake.
Yeah, like, but no one does. It's just Gabe Kidd from New Japan.
Yep,
just runs down
to cheat in a match that has no rules, and so you don't care to do it either. I don't.
Yeah, so Ishii, where the fuck are you? Anyhow, but what ends up happening is Pac press
he had him up there that whole time too. No, I mean, not the heaviest dude,
but still,
but
yeah. And then
he's like, hurry up and light the goddamn table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
hurry
and
up.
He throws Darby through 2 tables on fire. Darby was on fire for a moment too. It wasn't like he was just like, put out. It was.
Yeah, no, he rolled, had to find the blanket and roll on it.
He was like, hey, right. And then we get into the ring, and we get Jon Moxley gets a bulldog choke on Kyle O'Reilly, who's just bleeding, just like Sky Blue.
Sky Blue was,
right, just bleeding everywhere. And we get Kyle O'Reilly a little fire under him. He gives him the middle finger. And then the baby faces come back. We get da-da-da-da-da-da. We got all the fun stuff. Orange Cassidy, who had his hands stapled into his pants, rips them off. He's doing his orange punch.
Great spot.
Yeah, that was great. I loved it.
Which, again, for like, That's not going to lock your hands in your pocket. But all right,
No.
it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's like, that hurts, but yeah.
Yeah. Symbolic, though. It's great.
Because, I think Swerve kind of killed the spot a little bit. When he started, like, doing it to himself, he's like, I don't fucking care. Now, again, that shows how crazy he is. Yeah. Right. But, like, well, then, anyhow. But we get to Jon Moxley gets stuck in a ankle lock by Kyle O'Reilly in the pile of glass, looks around, and he taps. Now let's talk about the fun part. So good guys win, Death Riders lose. This now was like the third or fourth time Jon Moxley's tapped out. He's supposed to be the leader of the Death Riders.
What, twice now to Kyle O'Reilly even?
Twice to Kyle O'Reilly. He tapped out to Darby Allin at the I Quit match. Mm-hmm. Tapped out to Hangman in the losing his title.
Yep.
Do we think this is the end for Moxley as the leader of the Death Riders?
I mean, I think we could go there, but like, I don't know. I don't see anybody like ready to really take the reins over. You know what I mean?
Who would? If you're like, Moxley returning babyface.
That's kind of where I thought like Darby should have joined. And he took over, and like later we find out I just joined to ruin your shit from within. You know what I mean? And he just crumbles the whole thing around him. They kick out Moxley, and then, you know what I mean? I took the thing you love, and now I'm going to burn it, and he fucking ruins the team somehow, you know? But, should have hired me.
What if it's Eddie Kingston?
Could be Eddie Kingston, yeah, because that's his boy.
Yeah.
Dog.
And he's like, you're soft. If you want someone to really lead the next generation of wrestlers, I have to do it, not you.
Claudio.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it would be like, holy shit. And then they could do and they could do a whole thing where like, we hate each other, but we both agreed that this is the way
that's the thing. So
pro wrestling should be.
You think you're in charge here? You think you're just going to take my group from me? Fucking Claudio, get him. And Claudio's like, actually, just puts his hand on his shoulder, and then we fucking cut to black.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then everyone's like, wait a minute. After 15 fucking years, Eddie and...
That's where I would leave it hanging, right? Yeah. I cut to black, then later we see Moxley fucking done, and we're just like, no, right? We don't know until next week.
I mean, I think we are going to see the end of Jon Moxley as the leader of the Death Riders.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I think...
Is Kyle O'Reilly going to take him?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing I think that should happen. And it's not going to be smooth, but then they should all dissolve.
Yeah, okay.
Because Death Rider is the name of Jon Moxley's finisher. So you can't just have his finisher name be the group
too, right? That like he likes.
Yeah, all this stuff. Yeah. And then also, I love the idea of Eddie, but Eddie doesn't need to be leading a group. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. And it really doesn't fit much. Yeah. No, I agree.
But like Claudio,
they lose confidence.
Claudio shouldn't be a leader. Not to say he can't be, but I'm like,
So do they one by one or tag team off, and they're just kind of like, fuck you, and just kind of like he starts slowly losing it as he loses his power and his control, and then it's just down to him and Claudio. It's like, Claudio, you trust me, right? And Claudio's like, sure. And then maybe Moxie's like, fuck you too. You were gonna screw me over, right? And then that, you know what I mean? And then we get a Moxie Claudio out of it.
I tell you what, the thing that it sucks, or the person it sucks for the most, though, as far as timing, is Daniel Garcia, because he just joined. It was like this was going to be his next thing. I think you
can make him and Yuta a tag team, right? You can make them a disgruntled, grungy tag team, right?
If you offer $300 to Daniel Garcia, I bet you he'll turn on Yuta, because he really thought about $200.
He really was considering it. He was really considering it. I know he was literally like, these guys don't got $200. He was like, these guys got $200.
Yeah, I do.
We were like, look, we're sitting here. You know we got
I should.
We can at least access the credit.
Well, I know I should bring cash next time and just like, right here, motherfucker, right here. Fuck you,
$300, almost fucking $1 Million Man style.
Yeah.
Just counting it out.
Turn on him.
Turn on him. Look here.
They'd kick us out.
That'd be the best money you ever spent.
I know.
But... an audible is like, Tony, listen, I had to look. You want to split it? I'll buy you a steak dinner.
That would be the best. Yeah, we would go viral in that regard.
Go
Yeah,
down wrestling lore. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? The night Daniel Garcia went into business for himself.
yeah, for $500. That was crazy.
$500.
Yeah.
Really
But yeah,
wanted
that was
kicks,
our
man.
that was our AEW Blood and
Well, let's
Guts.
talk about this. Are we doing something with Kyle O'Reilly? Are we, or is this just so he can have like a blow off with Moxley who beats him? Because like, maybe what you're seeing with Roderick Strong, they see too, and they know Kyle O'Reilly's not far behind, and Tony Khan likes him. He's like, let's give you a last run. And
yeah,
I've said like, Kyle O'Reilly's not bad. He's just not our style, right? He's very ring based, and you know what I mean, very strictly that. But I think he's got some personality. But he's a bit of a nerd, and not in a disparaging way, right? Like it's nerd culture, right? Mm-hmm. But this is where I was going to bring up JBL. I used to think that was the worst wrestler ever. Now, I'm not saying he's a great wrestler, but like I would have thought like this guy will be a world champion level guy on the mic and able to hold, you know what I mean, like major feuds and major storylines, and he proved me wrong. Could a Kyle O'Reilly do something like that? I don't know. I don't know.
You know why? Because he was given the shot in NXT. Remember?
Yeah, true.
It was supposed to be him and Adam Cole and all this stuff. And then he did this like, I wear skater jeans. And he's just like, nope. Brother.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think he's got that like a Hangman. He's just got that charisma. You walk in the room and you're like, oh, I want to hang out with this guy. Yeah. I don't think Kyle O'Reilly's got that. He doesn't, you're not like, ew, get this guy away from me.
No.
But it's just, you know what I mean?
I feel like Kyle O'Reilly at a party is going to bring up facts that no one cares to hear. Like, so did you know when Zelda?
Well, it would be somebody brought up Zelda for some reason, right? It would have been clever. It would have been a funny joke. They'll be like, yeah, like Zelda. And everybody would laugh. And they'll be like, speaking of Zelda. And you're like, oh, no, we weren't speaking about Zelda, actually. Like, I know I mentioned Zelda. I know I spoke of Zelda, but we were not speaking about Zelda. Please stop.
Okay, but like,
oh, but you did play,
brought
right?
up,
did you know? Like, yeah.
Zelda then. Did you know? And they're like, God damn it, no, man.
That Zelda
no.
thing. Like, no, brother, no.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Unless you want to hear about Zelda. Get the fuck out, Kyle.
Get out of here, Kyle. I still like the idea of him and Kyle Fletcher just being a tag team. Kyle.
Oh, yeah. Kyle.
Just Kyle.
That needs to fucking happen. Kyle.
The
tag team is
Ladies
Kyle.
and gentlemen, the men's world tag team champions, Kyle. They just come out.
Yes. Let's
Kyle.
go, Kyle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go, Kyle. We want Kyle.
If there was ever like an invasion, like a real, like kind of what they thought the Death Riders were going to do with like an invasion from like Shane and all that stuff, the team that should represent AEW fighting off the invasion should be Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is the most
I almost want it to be so big
thing.
that anytime we get a new Kyle, they have to join. They're just Kyle.
Yeah.
It's just Kyle, like Freebird rules, Kyle.
Yeah. Oh, dude, could you imagine? Like, let's just say there is another Kyle that AEW signs, and they do it like a
Kyle Stewart or whatever. Yeah, just find a Kyle.
But like, you know how when they announced Swerve Strickland, they like brought him up to the front of the stage, he signed the contract and all that. You do that, and it's like it's Kyle Stevenson or whatever, and then the Kyles walk out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah. Kyle.
You know what contract you got to sign.
Yeah.
And and they hand him a shirt that just says Kyle.
Kyle, yeah.
Puts it on.
They can even do the fake thing. They're like, you can't come out here and steal our thing. And like rip his shirt off a la DX Tyson and just Kyle underneath. And they're like, oh, Kyle.
Yes.
Tony, we're available. Let's do lunch. We've got great ideas.
That would be great.
We might give you some of them for lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Or tickets to like a Jags game or something. You know, that'd be cool too. Yeah, something.
Yeah, get us some box suites for the next Kansas City Jags game.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. That was our Blood and Guts. We're now less than 2 weeks away from
next
Full
week
Gear.
you can wear the shirt. For anybody that doesn't know, we have a picks game, and Full Gear will be the last show before next week will be the last show that we do before Full Gear, and so we're gonna have to make predictions for what we think is gonna happen at Full Gear, and the loser of the last predictions will be wearing the Jeff Jarrett shirt that they love so dearly, and that is Tom. Tom will be wearing that, and then he's gonna lose those picks, and he'll have to wear it again the next week as his punishment. It's the gift that keeps on giving for Tom, much like his herpes.
I mean, I actually prefer the herpes over the shirt.
Yeah, he's like, all right, so hit us up, aewrapup@gmail.com. That's 1W. Remember that. Send us that. Not enough of you are doing that. Email us. And then alleelitewrapup.com, all of those links. Donate if you're a big baller and you got some extra money. And then if you want to see that Tom wearing that Jeff Jarrett, or excuse me, got to say it correctly. Got to put some respect on his name. If you want to see Tom wearing the Jeff Jarrett shirt,
I will see you next week, dumbass.